You are listening to a Reverie original podcast. Please download the Reverie app to get the best in queer film, TV series, music, and podcasts. Stream out loud.
Bienvenue à Podcast des Colères. Colères. That was a little French for that ass because I'm back on Duolingo. I'm back on my bullshit. Yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Podcast of Color, where 4 trash bags of color come together to make sense of the world.
Can you say that in French?
What? I cannot say that in French. Not yet, girl. I don't know. What percentage am I at? Let me check my Duolingo real quick.
Can you say it in Spanish?
Right quick. Can I say it in Spanish? No, girl.
Bienvenidos a Podcast de Color como cuatro. How do you say
Basura.
how do you say bag? Trash bag.
We just say amigos.
Sí, amigos de basura.
Yeah, see,
I don't know. You say
they're not doing the
together.
percentages anymore. They're not doing the percentages anymore on Duolingo. So they.
So how do you know? So how do you know how far you've gone along?
Huh?
How do you know how far you've improved or whatever?
When
You
you
get
can have a
levels.
conversation.
You get they're doing levels now, so you get like levels on each each.
They say,
like,
"Yo, fuck this
each
percentage."
lesson that you do.
It's levels to the shit.
NT ways. Welcome, you guys. We're missing our 4th trash bag, Miss Rini Panini. And yeah,
Your
so
days.
We're. Oh yes, right. Yes, I am Baze. I forgot to do the intro. Yes, I'm Baze, the hee haw huntress herself. Who are y'all?
I'm Rakeem, and I'm so happy that the year is fucking over.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm John. Happy New Year's, because it's a brand new year.
Yeah, it's January 1st when this is out. So, Happy New Year. And, you know, I don't know why my brain thought this, but I was just thinking, like, I know that there are some people listening to this that have already had sex and already got dick in the new year. And congrats to you.
Oh right, because this is coming out on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But also, it's also already like currently the New Year in some parts of the world.
Oh, right. America's not the only place. Forgot.
Ooh, girl, yes, this U.S. centrism is very problematic. The world is bigger than the U.S.
Well, I mean,
What
I'm
is- I
oppressed
wonder
by
what-
the U.S., so... Oh, that rhymes.
What time is it in Australia? Let's see.
Oppressed by the
Australian
U.S.
listeners. What?
I was making a song because I realized that rhyme. Oppressed by the U.S. That's all. That's the
Okay,
new.
well, you have fun with that.
I will.
Yeah, it's 2:22 a.m. currently in Brisbane, however you pronounce that.
Is that in London?
That's in Australia.
Close enough.
Okay. Just on the other side of the world.
Yeah. You know. Still the whites.
Yes. So today we will be doing something a little bit different than our usual episodes. We're going to be talking about our moments, favorites, and least of the year. Yeah. So, well, first of all, I just want to say that I ended the year not really, but last night I watched Hereditary.
Ooh.
And
That's a scary movie, right?
it really wasn't that bad.
Hereditary's not
Like, I don't-
scary. It's more of like atmospherically creepy.
I just was like, how you gonna say some words and you don't even know what they mean? She's like, oh yeah, it's okay. We don't know what they mean. We're just gonna do it. And then you shook when you summon a demon.
I mean, do you want the answer to that question?
I mean, they're white.
yeah.
Of course, that's what it comes down to. But I was like, you know, like, what did you get out of that? Did you get the job? Did you get a bigger car? Did you get a bigger house?
Right.
Did you get the man? Like what did you get out of that, Toni Collette? But I will say that Toni Collette acted the fuck out of that movie.
Oh, she did.
Like, that is an actress. Speaking of Australia, she's Australian.
Is she?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, wow. Her American
That
accent.
was a good
spot
segue,
on.
Days.
Right. There's some British people that do like British and like Australians that do like really, really good American accents. Most do not, but there are some that do.
It's crazy that Americans even have accents. Like, I don't know. Like to us, it just sounds like whatever. But I wonder, like are British people aware that they have an accent? Like,
well, yeah, definitely.
Because I don't feel like I feel like Americans feel like they're the default and that like they don't have an accent and everything else is like a different way to say it. I don't know. Maybe that's
I think part of that. Well, I think part of that is just because our media is so outsourced, and everyone else's media is not as sourced to the U.S. So, like, everybody around the world has seen like Martin, like well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. Like in every country, they've seen like Friends, and they've seen like The Nanny.
I'm dead at you using Martin as the.
I'm just saying, like like a lot of our television shows, all of our artists are known worldwide. Everyone knows who Beyonce is. Everyone knows who Snoop Dogg is. Everybody doesn't know who like Dame Shirley Bassey is.
Who?
Exactly.
She's a British singer, and she's like the equivalent, I would say, of like I don't know if I would say a Diana Ross. If I don't know. I don't really know know her well enough to say like who she is, but like I know that she's like a really big person. She's like considered a very respected older singer. She's been singing since like the 50s.
Got it.
So like that's what I mean is like we don't know as much about like other country stuff, but they know about all of our stuff.
Hey Baze, what makes somebody a Dane?
A dame?
Dame.
Sorry. Yeah. Is when I think the queen has to knight you or something, or like they offer it. I just saw that Ariana Grande turned down damehood. I don't know if that's true. Let me Google that to make sure, because I just saw that she did.
Dane John Kakendaha.
Well, he
yes. DANE.
A great Dane.
And in that order.
And in that order.
But anyway,
Basically,
what we wanted to do, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing on Fox News and Refinery 29 that Ariana turned down being a dame.
You saw it on Fox News?
Too soon. No, I'm just seeing like all the places that I just Googled it right now and a lot of other.
So you don't have to be British to be damed?
Or I guess not.
Or knighted, yeah.
Wait, so would she be like the first black person to be damed? Or
no?
Well, Shirley Bassey is actually half black. So
who?
Shirley Bassey, the woman I just.
Oh.
She's actually an elder woman of color.
Okay, so the second woman of color, maybe the first mixed woman to be damed.
Shirley Bassey is half white.
Oh, you just.
She's half black.
Chile. Don't smoke blunts before the show.
Lord Jesus. Ooh, Chile.
Things are gonna get easier.
Oh my God.
Is it easier or better? Girl, I don't know. Anyway.
Higher.
Higher and higher.
Higher. That's Family Feud.
Yes, come on, Beyonce. You know what? I was listening to that Everybody Mad song, and I just can't get into it without like the horns. It just doesn't sound right without the horns.
Yep.
What?
Everybody mad. Okay, let's really get started. Okay. So, what were some moments in the year of 2018 that were, should we start with the bad or the good?
Bad.
Let's start with the bad.
Well, I feel like the bad should be saved for last because the bad is always the most fun.
Oh, but then ask.
Because I just wanted you to give the right answer and you did not do that. So, anyway, let's talk about our favorite moments of the year. You said you wanted me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'll say something that like lived up to its expectation for me was Black Panther. That was like really, really impactful. I mean, I mentioned it before at the time. For me as an African child, my name is Olatunde. So I was like, that's my actual name. My name is not actually Baze. I just go by Baze. And that was like, I was constantly made fun of for that. I was constantly made fun of for my middle name. I was constantly asked, "Oh my God, do you guys have houses in Africa?
Wow.
This, that, and the third. Like, do you guys live in the jungle? Do you have animals?" And like, my mom is American. I was born here. Like, my only connection is my dad, and that nigga was like a deadbeat. So like, I was like, I don't know. I don't know the answers to your questions. And it was so fulfilling and validating to see all these things that have been used to make fun of me. Like, you see like people like doing like their dances and their African moves and they have their lips stretched out and they have their ears plugs like huge, and you know, you just see all these things that were like caused for making fun of me as a kid, and now they're like they're being uplifted and they're being considered beautiful, and they're being admired. So that was really nice for me. And it was funny because I didn't know if it would live up to his expectation. Like, you really we'll get into that with disappointments, but you know, you set your expectations really high for things and they usually don't live up to that, and that definitely did. Beachella, of course,
Bitch, that was
expectation. No, I won't go into any more depth than that. I'll let you stand, but I will say that it lived up to its expectation. Of course, like, how could it not? But you know, the fact that she still is like the fact that after 2016, after the VMA Awards 2016, that iconic performance, that iconic like 15-minute performance, the fact that she was able to come and like do it again and do it harder and do it better in a different way, like, was just like, wow. I did not expect this, but the Chloe and Halle album, I didn't really like. I've heard some of their singles before this album, and I wasn't like really connecting with their music, so I didn't really care about it. But when I heard that album, I was like, wait a motherfucking minute, this shit is fire.
Fully
like, it's
agree.
really good, and it's not, and it's not. I didn't expect it because it didn't sound like anything like that I really liked music wise. Like, it wasn't like this was like a consistent thing. This was just something that kind of came out of left field for me. And their sound is so eclectic, and they have so many different kinds of sounds, and they can do so many things with their voices because, you know, they're actually like true artists, and like they use their voice. Like, Beyonce uses her voice as an instrument,
which
so,
it is. The voice is an instrument. Y'all like to say that. When I realized, okay, just a quick note, I realize that white people like to say that the voice isn't an instrument when it comes to black people because they can't do the shit we can do. I realize that. Anyway.
That makes me think of when Mary J. Blige was supposed to perform at the what's that thing? Like the Ascot. Not the Ascot, that's British. What's the thing where they wear the hats and they go to the tracks here in America?
Oh.
I don't remember what it was.
I'm too poor to know the answer to that question. So
Mary J. Blige was supposed to perform, and a lot of people were upset because they didn't think she would be able to make it sound classical. She was supposed to not perform. She was supposed to do the national anthem, and people felt like it was going to sound classical. And really, what that means is you just wanted it to sound really white.
Wow.
But you know, the jealousy was jumping out. But yeah, so like they're like, and I wasn't prepared to enjoy them even more live. You know, when I went to the On the Run tour too, they switched up the way that they sang the songs, and it sounded even better. Like Warrior, like I love Warrior, I love that song.
That's your favorite,
and it's one of my favorite. I would say like Without Me is another favorite, and I Got Money Everywhere. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but
no, you picked the best three, so we stand.
But yes, so like those songs and the way that they perform them live is just like, and the way that they like play with their voices, their vocals, I'm just like, oh my God. And like, most people can't do that. Most people can't give you a live performance that sounds better than the recorded track. So that was a welcome surprise. What other pop culture moments? I really can't think of anything right now that really particularly stands out to me. I'm sure I will. Yeah, okay, you guys go.
Okay, well, I'll do a few too. So I just had a list and it just exited. I would say for me, Dirty Computer was a highlight. Like like the visual, because like when it first came out, I just remember thinking like, I remember watching it like in my room, like I don't know if it came out on a week, whatever. I watched it the morning it came out, and I just remember being really shook because she did something that I thought was really unique and interesting, and she was taking a risk. And I thought the album itself was really great. It's funny, I feel a little bit differently about it now because I still love it, but I feel like some of the lyrics are a little bit corny. But I still think that the impact and like what she was trying to do, I thought were like really, 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 really great. The Ape Shit video was also a highlight for me this year because that like seeing just, I mean, that much like black like wealth and just like seeing what, I don't know, for me it was an inspiring moment because just seeing like how far we've come and like what we are able to do, and I don't know, just visually it was just like orgasmic. Like I have literally been getting on my back and like rising up slowly, like like
those, they're like sit-ups or whatever they're doing.
Yes, whatever those are. Like I have been doing, like just like I did it. I don't know. It was just amazing. That was really, really dope. And also I got to have 2 art shows this year, which is like really cool. Like that was like a highlight. Even though they like drained me physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Well, wait. We're keeping it with pop culture. We're talking about
sorry. What else? Caution was great. I feel like I'm just listing albums, but like, duh. Caution I thought was really, really good. Also it just happened.
Caution. What is Caution? Oh, all right. Okay.
Now that we know the problem and corrected it. Also the Us trailer I thought was like, even though it just happened, that was like, I've been obsessed and like terrified.
Yeah.
Ugh.
First of all, I got 5 on it. Can never be played at a party ever again. Because I will not be okay.
Baze, I have literally just been walking around just like I hate it because every time the sun goes down, my brain just goes, I got 5 on. And I'm just like, oh no. No, we can keep that. But
like, the little crawling boy, I hate crawling. It freaks me out.
Do you have theories about what you think the movie's going to be about?
No, because I think they're all going to be wrong, to be honest with you. I mean, you know what? I do think that maybe like Lupita snapping off beat was on purpose. Mm-hmm. And I think that I know that Jordan Peele said that it's not going to be about race per se, but I definitely don't think that he's going to like, race is pertaining to everything, right? So race is in everything. So I don't think he's going to completely be divorcing it from that. So I think
agree
that race is going to play a part in it. I think that was maybe intentional. I think it's going to be interesting because it looks like they're an upper middle class black family, and I'm just wondering what they're going to do with that. I don't really know. I'm kind of just like excited just to see whatever happens.
I just turned the light on in the room.
Yeah, that looked like they were in like Santa Barbara.
What you think?
Wait, what?
I said, do you think?
Yeah, that looks. Sorry, Santa Barbara, Santa Cruz, right? Because that like little beach park is on Santa Cruz.
I don't know.
Oh.
I have a theory, but I don't know if I should say it on the show. Maybe I will.
I'm sure I'll say it on the show. I'm sure it won't be what it is.
You said you sure it's going to be what it is?
I'm sure it's not going to, because like I feel like everyone's coming out with their theories, and I don't think that any of us can like really determine what this is going to be based off of a 2-minute trailer. Right.
Okay. Well, I'll say it anyway because we don't know. But my theory is that only because the only name that we hear in the trailer is the daughter's name, which is Zora, which to me is probably a shortened version of Zoroastrianism, which is like a really ancient religion, kind of, where the people there pretty much make this one person like the like sum total of like all the bad things that happen on Earth, and he becomes like a demon type of thing, and I feel like that has to do something with it. But I also feel like it's in the same universe as Get Out. And my second theory is that the family that's in red that's supposed to be bad was maybe some kind of like experiment that the people in the first Get Out tried to do before they got to Chris. And this is like the.
So you think it's gonna be a sequel?
No, but I think they're in the same universe, and I think it has to do something with the order that was in like the Get Out. I think this is like a chapter of that. So I think that Get Out happened in one section of US, and then this is happening in like another section, but they're both like, I think that they're both connected by the same organization. But that is just, I don't know. I'm one of those think piece niggas that's thinking about everything. So.
No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with thinking about it. I think, like, there's, like, people... I just feel like there's always, like, already, like, people are ready to already write articles about it. And I'm just like, calm down, girl. Like, post your theory and go.
Right.
We don't know what it's going to be about.
T.
Jean.
Oh, is it my turn? Well, you guys said a few of the things I was going to say. I'm also really happy for Ariana Grande this year. She's had a really good year, I think.
She has?
Yeah, no. Do you not think so?
I mean, well, there was a lot of good. In
it was like up and down, but a lot of good stuff too.
Would you want her year? Because I would.
Well, she won Woman of the Year. And she came out with an album and also some songs that will be out on the next album.
Yeah, she came out with an album that was like universally panned by most people except a few bottoms on Twitter. She literally, I mean, like, and then she had to do with all of like the mental health things that happened, and then like, you know, Mac Miller, and I would not want her year, but it is amazing that she came out with Thank You Next, and that how she's like turned it around for sure. But damn, her year was rough.
Okay, so that's an up and down.
Like riding a dick. I thought that would make you laugh.
Are we going? Can we go into disappointments now? Because I feel like a lot more disappointment.
You don't have anything else you liked about the year?
Pop culture wise, oh, you know what? This year I really liked the Met Gala. This year, that was cute.
Base.
What?
The way you said,
I was just like, oh, okay.
I feel bad because we're both questioning all of John's choices. I was like, did Ariana have a good year? And you're like, was the Met Gala good?
It was.
I just said,
I mean,
I met a southern girl this year, and she said, you know what? Sometimes you doesn't need to even have words. You just make a sound. You just said,
Bless your heart.
That's a
Bless
good.
your heart.
That's a good test.
You don't even say that. You just say, That
means bless your heart.
Yeah. So the Met Gala. You said, what was your favorite look? I forgot. You said it when we recorded that week.
There was a lot, but I liked SZA's look a lot.
What does she wear?
She wore like a pink, look like a fairy type of angel type of thing. Well, because I don't know, I just like I like the theme was like a play on Catholicism specifically.
Oh, I remember. Okay, Sister Solana. Okay.
Fuck. I think there was a lot of good things that came out, even though this is also an up and down too. But like politically, after the midterms, there was a lot of good wins for people of color, the LGBTQ community. So that was good.
What about Drag Race?
Oh yeah, thank you. Even though we don't talk about that on the show too much, because I feel like.
Base
doesn't it?
It's okay.
Just because I don't care about it doesn't mean y'all can't talk about it. That's y'all's decision.
I mean, I'm really excited about All Stars this season. And it's still going. So
Valentina is that I am a stan. That she did that. Yeah.
What are you referring to though?
Oh, when she was talking to Manila and she's like, if you want to beat, she's like, what you should do is beat me, bitch. Like,
yeah.
If I save you now, will you save me? Well, that's something I would never ask of you.
Yeah.
There's a possibility of me going home tonight. Like, yeah.
All surprise, sorpresa.
She's amazing. Sorry.
I saw that strut that she did to the box when she like got the name and like hid it in her cleavage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Valentina's
the drama.
Every moment for her is a like she's almost like kind of reminds me of how like that meme about Normani always being ready for the camera. I feel like Valentina is like always like that because every time, even if she's in the background, she's like somehow still posing or like acting in a way that where she's the star anyway.
She knows.
She knows. I'm brain farting. It's really early today.
It's fun. It is funny, John, that you mentioned that Normani meme because I thought you were going to say the one of like her holding the mic up and going like, "What?"
Oh, and nobody responded to her. That is so embarrassing. I can't watch that. I always see it because people use it as a reaction to a lot of things, and I just have to skip it because I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, it takes me down.
I'm just like, girl, you just got out here yet. You can't be doing that yet. You can't be doing that yet.
Like, we don't know the words, girl.
Yeah, give it like a few months before you start doing that.
You don't have a Crazy in Love yet, sis. So.
But you know what's crazy is do you know who Megan the Stallion is?
Is that like a porn star?
She's a rapper.
Wait, what?
So Megan the Stallion is a rapper. You guys should check her out.
Oh, okay.
She's really good. She every one of her shows, like, it's so crazy seeing the crowd because everyone knows every word to her song, every single lyric. And she's like underground. It's really interesting. Anyway, sorry, I just thought of that. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess since y'all bitches are so fucking negative and couldn't think of anything else positive this year in pop culture that you were like
Bird Box
enjoying, huh?
Bird Box was
Bird Box, really?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so
it wasn't.
I thought the memes were much better than the actual movie.
I don't think it was good. It was enjoyable. It was a positive experience.
This year was a good year for memes.
Oh
yeah, but I just felt like, I don't know. I just was like, the ending just was like not it for me, and also like the monster was just weird. I just needed more. I just felt like it was unfinished.
Oh, it's based off of a book, and the book is just as unfinished. So,
yeah, there you go. So that gives me so much hope. Honestly, when I be seeing some of these books that get published, I'm like, you know what? I'm okay.
Oh.
I'll be okay. I'll be good. Yeah, what was I gonna say? That like reminded me of something, and I can't think of it anymore. But okay, I guess we can just move on, and if I think about it, I'll say it. For me, one of the biggest disappointments of the year was Infinity War.
Oh,
whoa.
You take that back.
No, that was a good movie.
I thought you mean Justice League?
I said what I said. I actually like Justice League better than I thought I was going to. Because I had really, really low expectations for that. And I had really high expectations for Infinity War, so...
Trash.
Wait, did y'all see Aquaman?
Yeah. Hell no.
No. I love Jason Momoa, but it's not enough.
I'm the only one that's All I have to say is that I don't know with that big of a budget, Amber Heard's wig still looked dry the whole time.
How does her wig look dry if she's underwater though? Oh no.
It still looked really bad. I'm just like, come on, girl, like watch Drag Race for like one episode and like get some tips. But like her wig just looks so bad. I don't know what was happening.
She saw Beyonce's Run the World video and was like, that. And picked it.
You know what's been interesting to me is I've been noticing that a lot with movies. It's like the wigs are just atrocious. And you guys have this budget.
Right.
Your job is to style them. Right. Now, I know that they have a specific hair and makeup team. There's a team. There's not one person doing this on their own. There's a team. And you have a team of people who get this look together and nobody says anything about anything because they're straight.
Right?
They don't know. Here's the issue. If you don't know what a good wig is supposed to look like, how are you supposed to emulate it? Like, like their wigs are probably like, I don't know. It's like what movie has good wigs? I can't think of one. Oh, Infinity War had good wigs.
Tu Wong Fu.
Tu Wong Fu
did not have good wigs.
for the time it had good wigs.
For 1994 or 5, whenever that was, sure. But I'm just like, like in a world where Cardi B and Beyonce are walking around with their laid wigs, even occasionally Nicki Minaj, you can't be out here in a full big budget movie.
Exactly. I saw it in IMAX and I was like, I could see her lace.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No.
Not everything is meant to be in HD. Them 4K cameras really be fucking you up. Because like on like the regular cameras, you can't really see the wig glue, but on this one, when the light hits you just right, like
Jesus Christ.
CGI
you're revealing your chamber of secrets. Girl, you need to.
You're stupid. Stupid. Oh, well, wait. One of my other highlights was 6ix9ine going to jail. I forgot about that.
I agree.
I forgot about that. That was like one of my highlights. When he finally went down, I was like, yes.
Bye, bitch.
Now let's make it for life.
Oh, I just remembered a highlight too. When Azalea Banks was like screenshotting everything happening between Elon Musk and Grimes.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I don't know any of those people.
When she caught Nicki Minaj chicken of the sea. That was wow.
That's such a great segue because my biggest disappointment of the year is definitely going to Miss Chun-Li, the Street Fighter herself.
Miss Nun-Li.
Because wow. Like
what a moment in her career.
A moment I would never forget.
That she will never forget. She said, "I'm the queen," and I said, "I can believe what you feel."
Chile, just the whole rollout of Queen, the fact that it's named Queen is just, okay. Let me.
The fact that she's gonna be in Angry Birds too.
What? So fitting.
And
is she the angry one, like the red one?
She's the Angry Bird. It's all her.
She's all of them. Each one is a different personality.
It's actually a biography of
yes,
a biopic.
It's like the Fantasia movie. She's starring as herself.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Chile. So Queen's whole rollout to me was just like a mess. Like the name, the album cover, I thought was a mess. Like the font was a
pushing
mess.
It back.
That was never repeated anywhere else throughout the rollout. The fact that Rich Sex made it to the album. The fact that she was the fact that she literally was like, you know what? Let me just take a swan dive into the pedophile registry and just pick out each like
pedophile registry.
That did I lie? Like it's just kind of like everything she's been doing this year has been the opposite of queen-like behavior, and to me it revealed that she's super insecure, and like I think she cares more about mess and drama and accolades than she does her craft, and I think that that's sad because she's extremely talented, and I think that like there's no one rapping like her, and
I think like to get to where she got. She's super talented, and I think she couldn't have gotten where she is without that talent. However,
she almost got
lazy, sure, but like she's an extremely talented rapper.
Oh, I agree. It's just that way she's been behaving, and like it's almost just kind of like it's always just been about the mess, and not like to me, like it's like I heard more about Queen Radio than I did about like Queen,
her album, yeah.
And on top of that,
yeah, I forgot about the actual album. To be honest, with you.
Like, it's like, it was almost like the album rollout was for the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
And it was,
it was to bring attention to the show.
And it was almost like, girl, if you wanted to do a podcast, you're Nicki Minaj. All you have to tell is I have a podcast, and it's automatically like the first one. Like, I would have subscribed. So to me, it's just like that whole thing was a mess. The whole situation with her and Cardi B was a mess. And yeah. I don't want to see any more female rappers fighting each other in 2019. Is it going to happen? Of course.
Yeah.
But
my thing, I guess for me is that they like both like Cardi can out-rap all of the Migos.
But so can you.
Nicki can... Huh?
But so can you, so...
True. Nicki can also do that, and she can also out-rap Cardi. Like, there's no competition there. Like, Nicki's a better rapper than Cardi B.
That's not...
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
never been a competition.
Period. For me, it was just like, it would have been so amazing to see them like come together, and you know, you got Cash Doll coming out now, you got Asian Doll, which is like problematic, but she's a really good
47.
Huh?
I said
I have a question about. Oh,
what?
I have a question about Asian Doll. Is she in fact somehow Asian?
I don't think so, but I don't actually know.
Oh, okay. Because that's weird. That's weird. Okay. Because
I just said it's problematic. Like,
no, I know. I didn't know what you were pointing out as problematic.
Oh, she's a whole ass nigga. Oh, yikes.
Yikes. Well, I don't. She could it could be like a Naomi Campbell situation. Naomi Campbell's like 1/4 Chinese or something.
Girl.
We're doing yoga this morning. We're stretching. We're doing yoga this morning. We're stretching and reaching.
Now for the downward dog. Yeah, no, it just would have been really cool to see, you know, all these female rappers come together because they're better than like 90% of the niggas that are in the industry right now. But you know, that's what it is. Also, it was disappointing. It was also really disappointing for me because just as a Beyonce fan, for her to have let her get so close to her and to have done a track with her and all that, and then for her to like just do this was just really embarrassing.
For you to give Beyonce seal of approval.
Like that was just embarrassing.
This is what you do, girl.
I think that's always been my biggest thing is I was like, you like have touched Beyonce. Y'all have done a music video together, and you doing this? If I got to work with Beyonce, y'all wouldn't be able to tell me a motherfucking thing.
Bitch, I would have ended my own career and just went to Parkwood. You couldn't tell me shit,
right?
Like
shit, I would have joined Rock Nation.
Period. Like that's it. Like. Oh, also, Baze, I want to say, okay, this is kind of a highlight and a disappointment, but I think female rap, like in general, was great this year. Like. Animus.
Oh yeah.
Like I think Cardi B's whole a highlight is like Cardi B herself because wow, what a moment.
Yeah. Yes.
A moment I will never forget. Just like first of all, the Money video it's my second favorite video of the year.
That video was one of the best videos this year. Period.
It's only below Ape Shit. Other than that, it's the best video of the year. My God, it was like Formation and Pour It Up and Bodak Yellow. Well, when
it was like Yellow, Pour It Up.
Bodak Yellow was a very tacky video.
Yeah, I realized that's not maybe the best. Bartier Cardi.
I was like, girl, that was like some like Love and Hip Hop shit.
Yeah, that was a lot. But it was like Bartier Cardi. Like it was all of these things just put together. Her paying homage to Lil' Kim, which was shade, but go on. Just like. All of these things, I just thought her mind and her team is just like amazing. And I wanted to say her first because I feel like a lot of the times I saw a lot of people praising like her team and not necessarily like her. And I feel like people do that because they think that like she's stupid or they think that like because she's hood, like she's dumb. And it's like, I think she's not stupid. Like you have to be smart in order to like get to where she is. And even if she hasn't, like she's an intelligent person. Like if you listen to listen to when she speaks, like just because she doesn't speak in the way that you want her to speak, like when she's talking, she's saying some really interesting shit sometimes it's fucked up, but like
there was this video where she was using the R word and she was like, I think I'm R. That's not. Guess what? I am. I was like, what?
It's like, oh wait.
Yes.
Wait, plot twist.
She said that. She was like, you know what? I am R. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, is this reclamation?
What's going on? Not reclamation.
Footages.
I didn't know. I was like,
we're gonna heal.
What?
No, anyway, so yeah, I thought that her like whole ascension was just like amazing. Like I I stand. Like, it actually just makes me proud just looking at her, because I just remember seeing her on Instagram. Like, and
yeah.
I hope she, honestly, I hope she wins Album of the Year. I don't think it's the best album there, but I hope she wins it, because wow, what a moment.
What a moment.
And yeah, and then yeah.
Okay.
Disappointments?
Yeah, any other disappointments of the year?
Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3 being delayed. That was fucked up.
What?
Kingdom Hearts 3 being delayed. Fuck you, Square Enix.
Oh, is it delayed?
Well, it was supposed to come out in 2018, and then I went to this concert, this like Kingdom Hearts music concert, and like it was like an orchestra thing, and at the end of the concert they said, okay, so everyone in the room, you're going to be the first people on earth to know what the release date was, and I almost came. Actually, one of the listeners took us, so thank you for taking me. And they invited me to go to the show with them, and I went, and then they said, you're going to be like the first people in the world to like know the release date, and then they're like, but it's actually going to be delayed. Like,
wow.
Bitch. So now it's coming out January 29th, and I cannot wait, though. But yeah, that was a disappointment. Also, the City Girls were a disappointment.
Oh yeah, I was like, they weren't for me, because I really was never a fan of Young Miami. Like, she could never rap, I just couldn't get into her. I could just never get into that part, her part of the songs. And I also just thought like they were like, the songs are just not usually for the most part that great at first, and then like it's like as soon as they got problematic, like their production value just went up, and then I'm just like, oh damn. So then I became disappointed.
I don't even. So here's the thing: I just skip Young Miami's parts and hope JT disowns her when she comes out, because if she doesn't, then like,
I don't know. I feel like the fact that they've been friends since they were middle school says a lot about what JT is gonna be like.
It's like. Where the bag at is literally my favorite hip hop song of the year. Like, it's a flawless song. And like, so the fact that Young Miami came out and said that dumb shit, and also she's like 23. I thought she was like 34. Like, what?
Oh yeah, they look a lot older than they are.
What the fuck? Like, and especially because I was just listening to the music and what they're saying, and I'm like, bitch, you did all this shit at 23? I was like, what am I doing?
Not scamming men apparently.
Damn. Like, anyway, what were you disappointed in other than Infinity War?
Infinity Wars. Let's see, Nicki Minaj. See, I was actually more prepared for like what I was happy about.
Oh, that's nice.
You're
positive.
I'm just a happy ass bitch, My heart tried to be. I don't know. I guess I don't really think I have too much else I can think of that's like pop culture. It was really disappointing for me. I mean, I guess like Bird Box was a little disappointing because y'all was bigging it up like it was the next big thing, and it was not that girl.
Wow,
it just was not. I think I was disappointed. You know what? I was disappointed by Everything Is Love.
Everything Is Love.
Wait, John, do you know what that is?
Everything is Love.
Girl!
Oh, yes. I know what it is.
Wow. Did you look up what Everything Is Love is?
Yes,
I did. Yeah. Okay. Also, I did look it up, so I got it now. I just didn't know. Like, to be honest, I'm not a fan of Jay-Z, so I didn't really care about the collaboration.
Who's surprised? Because Lemonade, and then.
Okay. Anyway,
you're also not a fan of supporting black women.
Oh my god!
So, I mean, so
in addition to
in
Jay-Z,
addition to hating black men too.
Oh, okay.
There's
All
a
right.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes so much sense, Sean.
Yeah, so your New Year's resolution should be.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was disappointed by Everything Is Love. I felt that I've always felt like Beyonce has consistently topped herself with her project.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Shit, grow up. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I've always felt that way. She always got that dildo out,
Get the
and
strap.
flipped it right around.
She's like, I don't need
yeah,
Jay
so
Z.
I've always felt like she topped herself with every project, and I felt like this one was like not that next step. Like I feel like she like stepped to the side as opposed to taking a step up.
I don't think it was her project. Like I literally.
No, true, but it just felt like a sacrifice. I guess it just felt like a sacrifice to me, and I was disappointed. I think I expected more. I expected her to elevate Jay-Z, and instead, I felt like he kind of brought her down.
Oh, I agree. Like she out-rapped her husband.
Yeah, and like in the tour, definitely enjoyed the tour. She definitely elevated him in the tour, but like with just like the songs, I was just like these like I don't listen to that album. Like every once in a while, I'll play Ape Shit, our friends, but like I really don't listen to the album like that.
Cause I think she knows that too, to be honest with you. So all I'm gonna say is like I stopped doubting Beyonce a really long time ago. Like, to me, Everything Is Love felt like she was just fun and bored and was like, yeah, girl, I guess we'll just go into a studio and do some shit for fun. Like, to me, that was her, like, not trying. So I was kind of, but I felt like Jay-Z was. So that was was the issue I had.
What I've heard is that people felt like this was like her, like, farewell tour. Not farewell tour, sorry, that's not what I meant. Like, this was like her, like, we're back together, everything's good, I just want to like tour with my husband thing. Like I just want to work with my husband.
I got that too. Like to me,
and I could buy that.
It felt like we're coming full circle. Like to me, it didn't feel like an era as much as it was like to me, if the elevator incident didn't happen, Everything Is Love wouldn't have happened. Like, you know, like the only reason that happened, like, was because of the elevator thing, in my opinion. And it kind of like closed that whole circle from like 2014, whenever the fuck that happened. So now I'm very curious to see what post Lemonade, post Beachella Beyonce does. That's terrifying to me, and I'm so excited. Like any day now, I feel like we're gonna get a Netflix notification that says Beyonce's album dropped. Like and Solange is supposed to drop at any point now too.
She was supposed to drop by today.
Oh,
said
girl!
This year.
So are we getting a Solange album today, or what's happening?
I don't know.
It's
I
not
better
like
get a Lemon Lime, bitch. I better hear about Lemon Lime dropping before midnight.
Period. It's not like of Noel's sister to lie to us. So what's happening? Anyway,
yeah, I guess we can move into our personals. So what were some? No, let's start with negative stuff here because this is our personal shit. Oh. So what were like some more disappointing moments? What were some moments that you felt? Yeah, what were just some moments that were disappointing to you this year personally, and what did you learn about yourself? What were like some negative things that you learned about yourself this year?
Niggas.
Oh.
So that was what I will say is dating this year has been extremely useless other than recently, but it's I don't know. I learned a lot about myself in that, like, I felt this year I allowed people to take advantage of me because I was scared to say no. And I felt like if I said no, then I was like, call me the bad guy, Chun-Li. And I was just kind of like, I wasn't allowed to like tell people that I wasn't comfortable with doing something. And I felt that me disagreeing was me being like, I don't know, difficult or something like that or whatever. And this was a year that I finally learned to like stand up for myself and say no and say that like I actually don't have to put up with this behavior and I actually don't have to like deal with all this bullshit you're putting me through. And I can say no. So I know that's supposed to be like a negative, but it turned into a positive, I guess. And also I felt like this year this is good and bad too, in that like I realized that like I am like for real like a workaholic, and like I realized that it's hard for me to like take breaks, and I realized I use that as like a coping mechanism. So as a thing for next year, I'm trying to like get better at that, and better at like just telling people how I feel about things. So, because those were two areas I felt like when you mix those two things together, when you just work all the time and then you don't communicate, it's like, so next year and like this month and last month, I've been trying to be like a lot better at that, I guess. So, yay.
Okay.
So I got, I think this year for me has just been a lot of career ups and downs. Cause my new job has provided me a lot of stress. But also at the same time, the stress like has made me grow into a stronger person, I think. I think the obstacles were difficult, like a new job, new people, new challenges. And so I feel like at some points I could have handled the stress better. But I think I know now that, I think I'm more well equipped to some more challenges. So I guess that was a disappointment, but also a moment of growth. Personally, are we only doing disappointing things? Because I feel like I had more good things this year, opposite of pop culture.
Okay, well then we'll do that after.
Disappointment. I mean, this is pop culture, but I didn't get to say this earlier, but I think Crazy Rich Asians was disappointing for me. And I think that's affected my personal life because a lot of my Asian friends and family disagree with me, and that's fine. I just think we have different views on like what visibility means. Let's see what else. Disappointing.
That was shade, but go.
What was it? No, I think I don't have not a lot of personal disappointed moments. I guess I'm in the same boat as Rakeem, where dating is like kind of been. I don't want to say trash because at the same time I wasn't open to a relationship either. But I think in 2019 I might be.
Me
okay.
Too. Yay!
Baze.
Buzzy,
disappointing.
Buzzy.
Buzzy. Buzzy. Bass.
Buzzy. No, my disappointing things this year. Or negative things, I will say. This is probably the negative things. One thing was realizing that there was a consistent theme in my life. Consistent issue I had, which was, feeling like people weren't reaching out to me and like I had to constantly be the one to reach out to them. And while in some cases that was real and valid, I was realizing across the board that I was not reaching out as much as I should be. And I got to a point where I was like, I'm having this issue with like a lot of people. And I was like, I need to think about this because why am I having this issue with a lot of people? Like, I saw this tweet the other day and it was like, have y'all ever considered that maybe you're the reason why you're single?
Yeah.
And it took me out. And I was like, I had that moment where I was like, is there a reason why people are reaching out to me as much? And I was like, wait, maybe it's me.
Self-awareness.
And it was. And I
said self-awareness.
Yeah, and it was me partially. Like obviously, like there's still like that situation with other people, but like it was me too. And so I had to kind of like look at myself. That was disappointing because you like to think. I guess every year you grow and you learn things about yourself, but you like to think that year you're like, oh, I did it. I finished learning. What?
Wait, so your disappointment was that you realized you were the problem and not the solution?
Exactly. I don't like being the problem girl. I like being right, so let's start there. I like being correct, and I like being in the right.
I was literally like this whole story equates to my biggest disappointment was I'm not right.
Exactly, pretty much.
No, I mean, I think it's just like a reflection.
I'm joking.
That reminds me of that tweet base where someone said like, y'all saging like you're not the bad energy or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta realize when you're the bad energy. Sometimes it's you.
Ew, I just shot snot all over my mic from you saying that. Oh my
Did
god.
I need to know that? Did we need to know that? Was that necessary?
Yes. Because it happened during the recording.
Anyway, I was disappointed by Rakeem sharing the fact that he shot snot all over his microphone. So that was a disappointing part of the year for me.
I'm disappointed that I don't give a fuck.
That don't even make sense.
Does it need to make sense?
Does it? Okay.
Wow. What a moment.
I was disappointed by the fact that I took so long to write my book, which I know, like, I did it and that's good, but like I am learning to do it faster, and I'm wishing that I had been at that point earlier. Personal disappointment. I think I'm disappointed with the growth of, I guess, of my friend group out here. That's been really disappointing.
Wait, what?
I don't feel. Yeah, I do feel that.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like it's. I feel like I have like a select few people, but like if I don't, I guess I just want a huge network of people, and I don't necessarily need everybody to be super close to me, but I want to be able to, like, you know, if I want to go do something and like 3 people aren't available to do that thing, that I still have other people to contact to go do that thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I also want. I think I wanted a more eclectic group of friends. Like, I want to have, I guess, not even necessarily super close friends, but just like I want people like in different groups. I want to be able to like move through different groups, which I can do. But I think this year I've gotten kind of lazy about like reaching out and making the effort to meet people. And so I feel like these last couple of months I've been having like I've been making these like last ditch attempts at that. But yeah, that's been like a disappointment, and I think like it's like been extremely disappointing to me thinking about it today, just because like even with like New Year's plans, like they're limited because I don't have like that group that I thought I was making, I guess. So that was disappointing. But yeah, that's my disappointing things for the year.
So, I mean, that's interesting, Baze, because it's almost kind of like the disappointment is that, like, you know, you were trying to, like, put this found family together. It almost kind of sounds like you were trying to start your own house and pose, almost. But no, like, in a good way.
See, the thing is, I have my found family out here, so that's not an issue. It's just, I guess I had, like, an idea of where I would be at socially, you know, at this point. And I think part of that is just, especially with like winter, especially once it got cold, I just lost any desire to leave the house. And John, you talked about this when I was in LA last time. You were saying like every weekend you go out in West Hollywood, you know, the more you go out, the more people are like, oh, hey girl, da da da. But like if you don't go out for a few weeks, people forget who you are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I feel that I know that it's necessary for so many reasons, right? Like connecting with people. One, just to have that connection to get to know people, but also like networking. You know what I mean? Like also like it's a necessity, you know. And I think that this year I felt overwhelmed. I mean, and we talked about this in the being busy episode. I think I felt overwhelmed by the busy culture. Everything is so like go, 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 party hard, work hard. You know, everything is just go all the time. And it's never like, let's just all chill together. So, yeah. That's what I think I'm feeling like overwhelmed. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by it because I'm like, I have the podcast and I have my book that I'm writing, and I'm also trying to like make connections and like, but also like I gotta like network, and also like I gotta go to work every day. You know, I feel like very overwhelmed by it, and I think I'm just like, and the thing is, I know I could be doing more, and I know that when I go overwhelmed, I like hide from things, and that's what I've been doing. So I think I've been disappointed by that.
It's funny, Baze, because I feel like we're kind of like in the same place, but for different reasons, and a little bit like, I kind of feel the same way, except I have the opposite reaction in that like, or rather I feel opposite, but have the same reaction in that like, you kind of wanted to like branch out and have that social tree, I guess. Like I kind of wanted to do the opposite, I realized. And like that kind of, I don't want to say disappointed me, but like scared me at first, because it was like, I feel like we're taught to be like, you know, you shouldn't want to be around people and hang out with your friends and talk to people. But it's just like, I don't know when it was, but at some point, like I just hit this point this year where I was just like, and it's been like very recent too, within the last like 2 months, where I've just been like, I just don't care about like most things that I'm made to care about. And it's like, so it's like, or like that people are telling me that I'm supposed to care about. So it's kind of like, there were like friends and people that like I like just kept talking to because like I was supposed to, or like, I felt like it was like a habit. And like, you know, but it's also like sometimes like people are like really negative, and it's like you don't want to hear that shit all the time. And then I just like stopped talking to those people that were like always bringing like bad energy into my life, and I just like did not. But then I realized that was like a lot of people, and like when it came down to it, like I only really like hanging out with like a select few people, and I felt like I had to be this like social person, and it's just like no, like that just doesn't it didn't make me happy. Like I just felt weird. And so at first I was like disappointed in myself because I felt that I was being really selfish, and I was just like, but like when you give so much of yourself to so many people and like so many different projects and things, like you were saying, like with your book and the podcast, it's like I have the podcast and I have to like run my own art practice, I guess, and then like help with this new gallery that I just joined, and then like run my job where I have to like work with like 40 different people and like all of these things, like, you know, all these other things that are going on. It's like I realized that I didn't have any time and energy to give to other people, and it's just like when I did, it was like half-ass energy. So I was like, I'm just gonna take the time that I have and then just give it to myself, like, and I stopped feeling bad about it. Like, and that like changed so much. Like I haven't seen a lot of people in a really long time. Like I've seen certain people, but not a lot of people. But you know what? I don't feel bad about it. And I don't know. Like I used to guilt trip myself, but it's like, who cares at this point? Because like I'm in a great place mentally right now. I'm getting to a great place mentally, and like the work is being put in. So I'm going to go into 2019 kind of like with that mindset in mind, and like, to be selfish, but not in a way that like intentionally hurts other people, but in a way that like preserves like my mental health. Because at the end of the day, like this year taught me that I really, really have to depend on myself more than like other people. So that's kind of like what I'm trying to do now.
You already said John is your most disappointed by, right? So I guess we can talk about what we're happy about. What strides we made this year.
Yeah, good things.
Yeah. Rakeem?
I started smoking weed. Order. Yeah, I started smoking weed. That was a great thing.
Was that just this year?
That was just this year.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I see you with this so much that it feels like it's been years.
Yeah.
It's because I like dived. What else? Good things. I had 2 art shows this year. Like I said earlier, those were really great. Well, one of them was really great. One was actually a disappointment. But the woo Chile. Woo child. We keep saying Chile so much. I forgot the original. The woo child, the ghetto. That was like amazing and phenomenal, and that show was kind of like what changed my life and like spurred a lot of these like changes, because that like just kind of like, man, that was everything. I also got to just like, I'm super happy that I got to like work with like Grindr and like Out and like Pride, and I got to like meet a ton of people on Twitter, like, and a lot of like really great connections and people that were made this year. So I'm super happy about that. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, I got to do a lot. If I like listed, we'll be here all day, because I got to do a lot, and I'm very, very happy and fortunate for that. And I'm super grateful for the opportunities that hopefully I'll get to do next year or this year now. And hopefully, yeah, that goes well.
Jean?
We were in the Fight magazine this year.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So that was cute. And a
Oh my
positive.
God, I still didn't give you your copy of that. I have that.
I already have
I have
one.
a copy. Oh, okay. Well, I have a copy for everyone. So.
Oh, thank you. I mean, and then that we're still going, so that's a positive. I know my job is a positive thing. I mean, I still have one, so that's nice.
T.
Let's see. I think personally I've grown a lot to I spent a lot of time being single this year, and so I've spent a lot of it like discovering what I like and what I don't like and what I want now, because I've spent enough time to realize that I am like I can be happy and single and stuff at the same time, but also now that I've made some room for some things, I think I'm open to that. Really figuring out which I was talking to one of my friends the other day, saying how we as people are kind of like gardeners with our relationship, and that there's like a lot of pots that we need to water, and that there's only one of us, and that if these relationships aren't being reciprocal or they're not growing, you gotta let some of them die or let them go. And so I think a lot this year I've just slowly letting some relationships go, and not necessarily that it's a bad thing, that like nothing dramatic is happening, but it's just time for some change. And so if you gotta like shed some weeds and some roots that aren't helping you grow, then you save the ones that are. So doing a lot of that, and I think that's a positive thing. It's helping me grow, helping me feel a little more lightweight. And yeah, that's it.
So I will say that for me, the relationships that I have built since I moved to the city I feel gotten stronger this year. So that's been really fulfilling for me. It's funny because just like the other day, and I'm gonna shout out Kirk really quickly. As in just the other day, I was like, I think I texted him and was like complaining about something. He was like, "How did I know you were gonna message me about this?" And then like a few days before that, we were out that one night, and I was about to say something, and he was like, "I already knew you were gonna say that," and he hadn't even finished my sentence. And so it's just funny that like I'm getting close to people, and like they're getting so close to them that they know me so well that they can like already pinpoint what I'm about to do, what my next step is.
That's amazing.
So that's been like really funny, and like I think it's like so amazing to me because it was so unexpected, So I don't know, that's what I really am happy about that. This year has been amazing because I learned how to travel. I learned how I like to travel, and I think that over the years, I feel like this year I kind of just was like, I need to go and travel. I just need to do it because I didn't do it last year, and I just need to do it, and I have enough money to saved up to do this, and so I need to do it. And I think while I was doing that, I was like, okay, this is what I do like about traveling. This is what I don't like about it. So like, if I do go somewhere next year or the year after that or whatever, I think I'll have a better understanding of what it is I need from a trip, which is really important because you don't want to spend a bunch of money and not have a good time. I finished my book. I finished drafting it, which is like apparently huge because a lot of people come up to me and are like, I can't believe you actually like finished, like, not I can't believe it, but like you actually finished like something like that, like a book, like a full length book. And I don't really take a lot of time to like really appreciate that. I kind of am like, okay, well, I need to like rewrite it, I'm like on to the next thing. But that's pretty good. I'm like getting through rewrites pretty fast, so I'm like hoping to be sending it out to agents within the next few months. So that's, I don't know, that was a big accomplishment. I never thought I could write a book.
Well, congratulations, sis, because you did, and you are still.
Oh,
And that's a big accomplishment. You should like allow yourself to, I was like reading something on Twitter that was like, we don't allow ourselves to like celebrate our accomplishments. And like a lot of times like black people don't. And like, that is something really fucking huge. Like I know you say it like kind of in passing, but like that's a lot. And you put a lot of work into that. And I'm very proud of you for finishing that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
I changed locations of my job. Which was like huge. Like, I mean, it's the difference between me like dragging myself into work every day and being like, okay, I can do this. I'm still not doing my dream job, which is being an author, but it's made grinding a lot more tolerable. And it was funny because it was something that I was nervous about. It was a decision I'd actually been putting off for a little bit, and it was because I had been comfortable where I was at. And sometimes you get comfortable in a situation that you're not really happy in, but you just accept it because you don't feel like going through all the like the stress of like changing it, and so it's just easier to just sit in it. And for me, like being at the location I was at before was like very like draining for me, and then I switched places, and like it's like I like my coworkers so much more, and like I'm enjoying like being at work so much more than I did before. And like I've been put in contact with so many like I've like potential like opportunities and people, and that's been really good. And it's something I almost missed out on because I was comfortable, and I forced myself to just do it, and I was scared to do it a little bit. And I'm happy that I made that decision and did that. And I think like going forward into 2019, it's being comfortable with being uncomfortable is like a huge thing, because I don't like being complacent. It's not. It's comfortable, but it's like, where do you go? What do you do? What do you accomplish? And I don't think I was accomplishing much being comfortable. What else? Was I'm really happy about like my relationship. I learned a lot of things about myself this year through the lens of my relationship. And some of them were not fun to learn. Again, I like being right. I like being in the right. But it's helping me become a better person, and it's helping me grow. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate my relationship and our love for each other. That's been like a big plus for me this year. I don't know. I think that's good. Oh, I'm appreciating my workout regimen, which I like have been really inconsistent with this whole year, and then within like the last like month or so, I've been like I've been eating like what I've been supposed to be eating.
Yes.
Not even the month. I would say like the last 3 weeks, I've been like trying to eat what I was supposed to eat. I've been like consistently going to the gym. I've been like being more consistent about and intentional about my cardio and like all that stuff. And so
her butt is getting bigger.
My butt is getting bigger. My waist is getting smaller. I think that like that's part of what's been feeling overwhelming too, is just like I'm also then trying to like go to the gym and like, you know what I mean? Like it's just so many things. It's like that you have to like, you're supposed to, I guess, maintain. And even though you don't really have to, and it doesn't ultimately matter, it feels good to like be accomplishing all these things, and to be like, to go from being someone who like stayed in their room 24/7, didn't interact with anyone, didn't do anything, didn't know what my next step was, didn't know if I even wanted to live till the next month, to like be in a place where like I have my hands in so many pots, and like I do have the relationships that I do have. I have relationships with y'all. I have relationships with the people here. You know what I mean? Like I know people literally all over the world, and I'm still really appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of this podcast, and I'm appreciative of just all the people around me that kind of keep me driven to continue to better myself professionally and personally and physically.
Wow.
Sorry, that was like
that was great.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how you follow that.
That was great, Baze. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say too that like, Baze, about the gym and like, working out and that kind of thing. That's actually important too. Like, Roxanne Gay has been like amazing about kind of changing how I look at fitness, because she was saying how like for her it is about like, goal setting and that kind of thing. And for her, like, going and having something to do and going to like make her body stronger, like the way she described it, like was this like, I don't know, it was this really like beautiful thing in the way that she was describing it. And it was funny because I've never heard someone, it's funny because I've realized that I only like people talking about, like, I've only realized that before, I've only really liked people talking about working out that weren't muscular because of with gay men specifically, because I've noticed that a lot of times, like, another disappointing thing too is a lot of the BS Twitter shit, but I've noticed like a lot of people will do like, oh, well, like, y'all that have, guts and small asses need to go and do this so that you can look like this, blah, 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 blah. As opposed to like, I'm going for myself and, to make myself feel this way and that kind of thing, blah, 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 blah. And I just thought that was really gorgeous and like amazing the way she was talking about it. So hearing you talk about your journey that way and like setting these goals and like, you're working to get, your body healthier and stronger. I think that's actually super, good. And you should, be proud of that too.
It's part of that is also due to Kirk, because he's a trainer, and he's a personal trainer, and like he's like, like, sis, you don't need to do that. That's extra. Don't be doing that in the gym. Okay, yeah, maybe you should be concerned about this. What about your flexibility? Like, can you do this? Can you do that? Like, are you functional? And it's funny because like he'll even have, some of these Instagays, these like jacked Instagays on this, hitting him up, and they'll be like, oh wow, you do all that? I can't even lift it. And it's just like crazy because you see like he's like super strong, and then you look at like some of these other guys that are like 3-4 times his size, and they can barely do what he's doing. So it's like, I think it's like been really changing the way that I've been looking at fitness, because a lot of it isn't like a lot of it is a personal accomplishment, and a lot of it is genetics and just what people like get when they're born,
Yeah.
And so I think it's just been like switching the way that I've been like looking at the gym, and I think it's made it easier for me to go every day.
Yeah, I've actually been kind of enjoying too. I think I've gone since I've been on like quote vacation at least 4 or 5 times a week. I don't know. It feels nice, and it's also a place where you can go and just like put in headphones, and I know that no one's going to talk to me, and I can just do what I'm going to do for like an hour and a half, and it's just it's a nice relaxing zen place. But yeah. Anyway,
it can be, unless you got niggas in your face. But
I don't have that, because everyone no, I don't think there's any gay people at my gym, unfortunately, and the ones that are, I don't care about. So,
girl, I was at the gym this morning, and it was like, can I breathe? Can I live?
Ugh.
It's actually uncomfortable.
Is it?
Wait, what was happening?
Yes, it's actually, no, it's just visibly uncomfortable when you have like people like staring you down. Like, first of all, like, I just can't imagine fucking anybody I went to the gym with. That's just number one, because like, could you imagine the drama like of having to see them every day after that? That just seems like mess. I just want to go to the gym and work out, to be honest.
I don't blame you. So, do we have anything that we want to add, or anything else that we want to say, or anything that we missed, or maybe we should end it with like New Year's resolutions?
Well, I was going to ask, what are you guys looking forward to this year, next year, whatever? Is it the year of realizing things, or is it
Personally, next year is like I said, I want to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, which was one of my resolutions a few years ago, and like I made a lot of strides, but I've kind of like fallen back a little bit. For me, it's like making professional strides. So for me, like by the end of 2019, I want to have a book deal.
Dang.
I would like to have a book deal.
Period.
I'll take a single book deal, but I would like a 2 or 3 book deal. I would like to be doing something more with this podcast. I'm still figuring out what that means, but I want more. I want more for us, and I want us to want more for ourselves. That's all.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that means right now, but I know that I want more. I want to go on vacation with my man because we have not been on like a vacation in like a long time because he's been like his book is doing super super well. Buy Anger is a gift, y'all. It's doing really really well. He's been on tour, so we haven't had time to like really do that. But I really want to do like a vacation with him at some point this coming year. And I would hopefully, I mean, I think this is like going to be a reach, but I would like to not have to go to my day job ever again after this year.
Speak it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I want to be the belle of the ball.
Oh.
Yes, girl.
And that's another thing. I want to grow my social calendar next year. And those are my things.
I'm gonna actually say something the same. I would actually love to never go to a day job again. That would be great.
Yes. Yes.
I would like my first solo exhibition this year. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm speaking that into existence. I would like to continue to be able to be healthily selfish without feeling bad about taking care of myself. And I would like to personally, I guess maybe I don't know, honestly, maybe just be a bit more social this year. But I'm also kind of liking being about myself. So I don't know. Just whatever. I guess my resolution would be to be honest to myself about how I'm feeling about things.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna allow myself to feel the things that I'm feeling without feeling guilty or without feeling like I'm being a bad person, unless I am being like a bad person. But if I'm not, and I'm just like worried about something or concerned about health or something, I'm not gonna guilt trip myself over it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
John?
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if you were going to keep going. I think in 2019 I'm going to not try to shrink myself. Sometimes I feel like I do that.
Bottoms to shrink themselves to make themselves smaller.
Like I want to embrace more of. I feel like I'm still growing in my identity and in my presentation. And I feel like I want to kind of like Baze be the belle of the ball, but not really. I just want to level up my aesthetic, I suppose. There's a lot of girls and folks out there who are doing really cool stuff, and I'm just really inspired by queer people every day. And I just want to, it's so nice to see, because like when I see that, I feel like I can do it too. And I know that, I'm doing it in a way sometimes, but I feel like I could be better and do it more often. And so I want to do that more. I want to embrace my femininity. I want other people to embrace theirs too, and like look at it in a more empowering way. So I want to do that, and yeah, not shrink myself. And I guess, yeah, I want to, same thing, like what you guys have been saying too, and what Bass had said specifically about being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like I feel like I need to step out of my zone sometimes and just get out more in general. I want to see more shows in person, because I feel like, you know, I enjoy being in my room too much, and I feel like the experience of being out and seeing a show is really fun. Like I got to see Kim Petras this year. It was the last person I saw, and I got to see Rina Sawayama this year, and like I just remember being like,
isn't she so good?
She's so good. And her looks and her dancing and everything, it was just like, ugh. And like every time I go out, I'm like, I don't know why I don't go out more often, but you know, I don't know. I am comfortable with like sleeping in a lot, so I could lose some hours of sleep just to go out, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. So
especially since you work later now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's great. yeah, and so I'm looking forward to it being a good year, and I'm going to try to like put a positive spin on things more. You know, like kind of just shrug and say it could be worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's it. What else do you guys? I hope. Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, I was gonna say that. I mean, for me, like, I mean, I think that's, I think that's kind of it for all of us. But lastly, like, I just hope that for y'all listening, that you know that you allow yourselves like this. So I want to say this really quick. I saw this video that Kat Black did that. She was talking about how for her that what she's going to do is like leave like being like fake woke behind in 2018, and like how she's gonna like allow people like just to like stop being outraged for like the purpose of like being like outraged without there being any kind of like intent to like grow or learn or like fix the problem. And just and she was kind of saying how like on YouTube like a lot of the people there like call out problematic behavior for other YouTubers like just to get them canceled and like eliminate competition even though like they do like the same thing. And I felt like 2018 was the kind of year where being woke was like commodified in this way that like started becoming like really gross to me. And so what I was going to say was I hope that everyone allows themselves and other people the grace that they would hopefully allow themselves if they mess up. So like not everyone is like malicious and trying to be problematic. Some people are literally like just ignorant and don't know. And in 2019 I'm not going to just like harp and jump on people just for like not knowing shit. I might not associate with them, but I'm not gonna like go out of my way to like be like rude or like drag them when they don't even know like what the fuck the problem is. Like I think we have to step back and like assess each situation and like and not even just like with celebrities, just like with people. And so I'm gonna try to stop just like villainizing every single person that has a different opinion than me that isn't like, you know, obviously like people need to die or something like that, or isn't like an ism. So yeah, and I just hope that everyone else can like allow themselves like the opportunity like to grow and learn from their, you know, life too.
Yeah,
I actually completely agree with this. That's something that I've been thinking about too, and like I've been more opening myself up to people. I think I mentioned this already on the show, but like Ian had mentioned to me, like had talked to me about like letting people show you who they are. And I've been dealing with this with like white people. Like I'm always going to drag white gays. Like that's just never going to stop. But I don't have to demonize them, and I don't have to like. No,
I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't have to demonize them in my personal life. And it's like, you know, if somebody's racist, trust me, a racist white gay will let you know within 5 minutes that they're racist. Like there will be no question about it. So I was like, you know, I don't have to carry that on myself. I can let them show me who they are, and then I can go forward from there. And so, like, with that lately, I've been opening myself up, and I've actually been meeting I met a couple of pretty cool white gays who I'm, like, cool with. You know, we'll see what happens if we become friends or not. But, like, you know, I've just been, like, opening myself up. But, like, you know, this time last year, I definitely would have been like, no. Like, it just would have been, like, case closed. I just would not have even entertained it.
It's like, why are you?
Now I'm just, yeah, like, are you talking to me?
Are you
like,
dumb?
But now I'm just like, and it's for me, and it's like something that I've been dealing with, like I've been thinking about with in terms of my reactions and relations with white people is like, I don't like carrying around this expectation of racism every time I interact with a white person, and not for them. Not to give them a chance. I mean, sort of to give them a chance, but not necessarily for that, but for me, because I don't like what it does to me, and I don't like carrying that around with me. So
you start to become resentful and it's just, and then you're just angry bitter all the damn time. And then you start to get exhausted and you start to like hate people. It's a lot.
Exactly. Like yesterday I interacted with like this interracial gay couple, and usually and one of them was white, one of them was black. And usually when that happens, I'm just like, I just kind of pay them dust. But unless I know them, but like usually I just am like, oh, okay. But this time I was like nice to them, and I was like, you know what? That felt good. Like I didn't hold these expectations. I don't know them. I don't know their life. I don't know who they dated before that. None of that's even my business, even if they did date. You know what I mean? Like, if this guy is a snow queen, what's that to me? It's none of my business. So I was just like, I just like let go of all of that stuff, and I was just like, oh wait, this is really nice. Like, I like not having these negative expectations of people all the time, or like these like negative ideas about people all the time. Like, it feels good to just like relax sometimes and just like let it be what it is.
Did you even experience this thing kind of like where you felt guilty for even feeling like that? Because I know like for me, like it took me like I've been feeling like that for like a minute, and it's taken me like months to even say it on the show, because it's just kind of like
Definitely. I definitely felt guilty about it, because it's like you really don't know these people. A lot of it is assumptions. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, and there genuinely isn't anything wrong with people dating interracially. But, like, I definitely, when I would come into contact, I'm just like, oh, okay. And then I don't like, I'm not mean, but I'm just like I'm not friendly. I wouldn't say either. And so I think that, like, I was embarrassed by that, because that's not a good way to go around interacting with people. Like, the world is more than you and your ideas and how you feel about things. And you don't know what people's experiences are, and you don't know people's lives. You know? Oh
yeah. Oh, I meant the opposite in that. Like, I was embarrassed to say that I felt that like that I wasn't angry all the time. Like, I felt like if I like I felt weird to say like like, you know how sometimes people like something will happen and they'll be like, oh, we need a drag. Like, I'll just be like, I don't care, and I just never felt like
No, I didn't feel bad about that, because you know what? I think I just have been getting fatigued. Like, I've just been getting really tired of it. It's just constantly, all the time, every day. And just, like, I think at some point, everyone's going to get tired of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't swing in the opposite direction where we become afraid to call things what they are.
I think people are at a level where they just realize that a lot of stuff that people quote call people out for is just, it's like, it's stupid and it's like petty and like like, to me it's just like, it's the digging up tweets thing that just killed it for me, because it's like, to me it's like, you've seen that this person, like the brother nature thing is kind of what like cemented it for me, because it's like, you see that this person is doing nothing but bringing like positivity into the world. They were clearly okay, the Nazi stuff not so much, but all the other stuff, like, yikes. But as we said though, like on that episode, like we don't know what that situation was, and that like he could have been a kid where he felt like he had to fit in some kind of situation in middle school. Like he's a child. He was a child, and it's like you guys are literally like, or not you guys, but some people were like demonizing, like saying he's like the worst fucking person ever, when this stuff happened when he was like 13. And it's just like like if you can't acknowledge the fact that someone grew from when they're 13, that's trash. Because if we look at all the things you said when you were 13, like, and compare them to what you said now, they're going to be different. And so that's what I mean by like allowing people to just grow, because in that situation, what was the point of that? Like, to me, it's just like context matters, and I don't know, that just seemed ugly. So after that, I was just kind of like, yeah, a lot of this shit isn't even to like get people to like learn about racism. It's just because people are bitter and they're bored and they're scrolling back to 2012 when it's 2018. Like, get a job or get a life.
And that's the thing. I am bitter. And I am bitter. Like, I am. I'm not going to lie. I'm bitter. I'm bitter about a lot of this stuff, and I'm bitter about the way that it impacts me in my life. That being said, I'm like, do I really like care about this in this regard, or am I just letting this be an outlet for my bitterness? And I was realizing that I was doing the latter.
But being bitter about racism is different than you being bitter about like you don't like your life and you're going to go make someone else's worse.
Definitely. But like also intent matters, right? And I think that sometimes when people are like, we need to wrap up actually, but
oh yeah,
I feel like I feel like sometimes when people like are like doing something, maybe they're doing something right-ish, but they're not doing it because they actually care about it. They're doing it because they just want an outlet. It's like Tumblr culture. Like that was what we like were complaining about a lot about that's what we were complaining about Tumblr. Like a lot of people on there were like gatekeepers and were like sicking people on other people when it suited them because it was an outlet for them. Like there was these gays on, there was like the Pokemon gays, that was what they were called. It was like these white passing and like white adjacent gays, and they all liked Pokemon. They were all muscular, and the only time I ever saw them on my dash was when these groups of people were dragging them for like being anti-black. Now, none of them probably did like black guys. But like, who cares? At the end of the day, like, who cares? Like, what does that have to do with you? You know what I mean? And they were not out here like, oh, fuck black men. You know what I mean? And so like, it was this thing where like the only time I was seeing these guys was when y'all were dragging them for not liking black people. And what it really felt like to me was like, you're bitter about something. And you're taking that on them.
And
you're mad because they're not attracted to you.
They don't want to fuck you.
and that's what I was realizing. And I was like, this is annoying. And I realized it in myself this year. I've gotten a lot better since my Tumblr days, but like there were still remnants of that there. So like this year has been me like kind of like taking myself out of that. And like just being like, you know what? Sometimes it calls for it, sometimes it doesn't, and it's okay to not have an opinion about everything. It's okay not to have like, you know, to be outraged about everything. Like it's okay to just take a step back and like be like, okay, that's cute, that's not for me, and I'll just move on.
What do we call that? Growth.
We're gonna grow in 2019.
Yes,
that's
our
grown.
goal. That's our goal for 2019. That's our New Year's resolution. Revelations.
Oh no! No! Stay away. What we don't want to happen is the Book of Revelations.
Right. That's our New Year's resolution, is to grow. So let us know what you guys' New Year's resolutions are. You can do that you can do that on Instagram. You can do it on Twitter. We love it on Twitter. It's really funny on Twitter. You can even do it in the email. So we'll be back
next week,
yeah.
And happy New Year's.
Wait. Oh my God. We just have to tell them, if you want to subscribe, you know, leave comments, leave some good New Year's comments
you're right.
Girl, we all happy and shit and we forgetting to. Okay, so you know, feel free to I was going to say like and subscribe and hit that subscribe button. You can find us everywhere at Podcast of Color. You can find us on Twitter at Trash of Color. Send your honey roast, your emails, your messy questions, your New Year's resolutions, your 2019 nudes to Podcast of Color. What's that last part? Podcast of Color at gmail.com. And yeah. And what were y'all saying before that?
If you guys want to like link us to your OnlyFans, give us a Christmas gift. If we have any OnlyFans gays listeners,
if you want to give us the Google Drive link so I don't have to pay $9.99,
I promise I won't share it on my Vidster. I just
period. It'll be right in my Google Drive in my starred section, and no one will know.
Exactly.
All right. So with that, we will see y'all next week, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This podcast is executively produced by Aaliyah J. Daniels, LaShawn McGee, Damian Pelliccioni, Christopher Rodriguez, John Kagandahan, Hakeem Cunningham, Baze White, and Renee Hernandez.